Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is April the 29th, 2024. Hopefully, this episode finds you well in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, today was pretty good. I got that lasagna. It was very good, very Garfield for me. Let's see here. Work was pretty just ho hum usual, nothing wild. No one bothered me, which y'all know I love. Let's see. Food corner from last night was very chill. I made actually that. Well, it was good. It was just a good meal. I was like, this isn't even a pun. I made hot food. I had catfish and shrimp, and I seasoned the fuck out of both of them. It was so good. It was so nice. I had a thing of mac and cheese on the side, and some bread, garlic bread, and then also a couple pieces of cornbread that I got from Kroger that turned out to be pretty good. I was literally like throughout the week, one of my little pocket cravings. I was like, you know what I want so bad? Like I was willing to like go to some barbecue place and like buy overpriced cornbread just to get it because I don't have bread pans right now. I've never had them to make like bread. So any kind of like cornbread, any kind of muffins, I'm just SOL. Okay, I'm that kind of single. All right. So I was really fiending for some cornbread, and sure enough, I saw in the bread aisle section area of Kroger that they had these like little cornbreads, little individual wrap things for like $1, and I was like, "Give me four of them." So I had a couple of those last night, and they turned out to be pretty good. So I won't say that they were the highlight, but they definitely scratched that itch for me. Yeah, but yeah, the shrimp was dynamo, and the catfish was also very, very good. It was nice. So yeah, that was my meal. I felt like all I did Sunday was sleep. I just slept. I went for a good walk, and just slept, and not in like a good kind of restful way. Like at one point, I slept for like 30 minutes, woke up, hung out for like a couple hours, and then went back to sleep. Like it just So I'm glad I got the rest. I clearly needed it, but it wasn't that like good restful sleep that you really really want. But hey, is what it is. So yeah, you're all caught up. That's me now, up to now. On a Monday night, weather's been pretty good. Like I said, I'm really really glad that it's warm again. I think another kind of a little grievance from yesterday was like, oh my god, I'm sweating so much in the house again. And I'm like, Isaiah, this is literally the weather you wished for. You were so sick of freezing. Just shut up. So, I'm not complaining. I told myself I'm not going to complain despite the underboob sweat. Okay? All right. So enough about me like rambling and ranting about cornbread and sweaty boobs. Let's go ahead and do our startup and get into some real news. Ooh. All right. First story comes from CNN. Dozens killed in Kenya as weeks of heavy rain devastate region. Ooh, find that scroll button. At least 71 people have been confirmed dead, and 110 people are in the hospital following floods near the town of Maui, Mahui. Ooh, none of those were correct. I am sorry. In Kenya's northwestern Nakuru country, Nakuru Governor Susan Kihika confirmed to CNN on Monday. According to Kahika, following the region was exacerbated by the bursting of a dam, though locals and first responders have told CNN that the disaster was caused by water blowing through a tunnel under a railway bridge through a clogged culvert. Kenya has grappled with weeks of heavy rains and devastating flash floods. A CNN team on the ground of Maimahu has seen overturned vehicles, uprooted trees, and homes which have been swept away in mass flooding. So yeah, this was like my first time hearing about how bad the weather was. I didn't know that this has been going on for weeks in this area. So that's very unfortunate that it's just kind of like bad getting worse. Hence why you got the one photo I have there with the overturned truck just completely covered. Um, but I mean, there's others if you're actually on the article. Just really harrowing. Just scenes going on there. Let's see. There's another thing I wanted to pull at the end of this article before we move on to the next thing. Heavy rains in East Africa have also affected Tanzania and Burundi. Tanzanian Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa said on Thursday that 155 people have been killed by flooding in the country. And just kind of talking about reasons, a lot of times we wind up, trickling down to this when it comes to like the weather. A big factor is climate change. Also, there's El Nino, like just, built-in set weather things, but those things are enhanced, heightened because of the actual undue pressures that we are putting on because of our fucking pollution. And, our, what is it? I can't think of the word. Our refusal to stop. There you go. That's what I was trying to dredge up in my mind. But, it's unfortunate because I know that these things are going to come and they're going to keep coming, and sadly, the people that pay the worst price are the people in the countries that have done the least to contribute to global warming, to climate change. It's very unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, speaking of bad weather, let's move on to the next thing from CBS News. Tornadoes leave a trail of destruction in Oklahoma. Communities begin to assess damage. Ooh, that was a bad burp. I'm sorry. I did not stifle that. That was raw and real. Multiple tornadoes tore across Oklahoma on Saturday night, leaving a wide trail of destruction, leveling homes and buildings and knocking out power for tens of thousands of residents and businesses. At least 4 people were killed in the state, including a child. The region remained on high alert for severe weather after thunderstorms and tornadoes rolled through Friday and Saturday from Texas to the Great Lakes. About 106 tornadoes were detected in 6 states on Friday, with Nebraska and Iowa the hardest hit, officials said. So yeah, I mean, this was like some Twister level shit. It seemed like tornadoes ranging, at least from what I saw from this article, from like EF0 to EF3, the highest being like 5, were reported, doing a lot of damage to the areas that they hit. I know this is kind of like a common thing, yet again, just talking about weather, I feel like this is like a tornado alley situation, I'm not sure, but yeah, don't quote me on that. But definitely very sad to see the devastation. It's definitely one of those things in the back of my head. I've said this before, like I used to be scared of thunderstorms as a kid, like just getting hit by lightning even though I'm in the house, or just like the idea of just loud booms just scared the shit out of me. But as I got older, what became a real fear after, like, I was like, okay, I don't need to hide in the bathroom every time there's a storm now, but like a real fear became, dude, you know what could kill you though? What's more likely to kill you is a tornado just ripping through your town, just tearing everything upside down, and that's it. It's over for you. There's nowhere you can go. There's nowhere you can escape. It's just going to happen. And so, yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those things it's a great fear for me, big fear. And I'm sure just anyone going through it can attest, yeah, you're right to be afraid. You have no control in those moments. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do. If you got a higher power, you pray to him in those moments, I guess, right? And so, yeah, and then not to mention the aftermath. Like, okay, great, awesome, I survived, hopefully my family survived, but literally picking up the pieces of your life after this tornado has just rolled through your shit, like, that's just so devastating. That really is, like, I think the true fear for me is like, okay, cool, I live, but what about my fucking stuff? Like, what am I gonna do without my stuff? I'm nothing without my stuff. And I know it's like, that's the most trivial thing, and I'm sure in those moments you do realize, like, hey, my life is the most important thing. But like, I'm a vain motherfucker, y'all, and I'm really like, that would be such an annoying fucking hassle for me. Ooh-wee. I think dark millennial thoughts, okay? Anyway, I just wanted to, just talk about this, kind of, give it a platform or what have you. I know I say that too much, but definitely, it's important to talk about big weather. It is big news, right? I don't know. Call me crazy. Is there anything else I wanted to pull from here? Probably not. No. Yeah, let's move on to the next thing. From Charlotte. This is bad Charlotte. ABC News. Numerous law enforcement officers struck by gunfire in Charlotte. Police. Numerous law enforcement officers were struck by gunfire, and one suspect is dead in an incident in Charlotte, North Carolina, on Monday afternoon, police said. The number of people shot and the nature of their injuries was not immediately known, but the Charlotte I was about to say Macklemore. Mecklenburg, what a name! What a name of a town or city, whatever. Mecklenburg Police Department said multiple officers were transported to the hospital. At the time of the shooting, the U.S. Marshals Task Force was serving a warrant and an investigation in the area when they were engaged by active gunfire from a suspect, police said. Just before 5 p.m., about 3 hours after police said there had been a shooting, police said at least one shooting suspect was located deceased at the residence after clearing the scene. It was not immediately clear how the suspect died. I imagine he was shot, but, I get it, I know. Police previously described the incident as an active situation and said a SWAT team was on scene. Police said the shelter-in-place order was lifted after the house was cleared. In a statement on social media, North Carolina Roy Cooper said he was in touch with police about the shooting and has offered up state resources to help. This was like a breaking story that kind of, took off, and I figured, hey, let's just talk about it real quick. Just say what happened. I really don't have any thoughts because I don't have any details. That happened. We're here. We're at the end, and I feel like this is a story I don't normally cover. I really hope that Chapo Trap House, it's a podcast I listen to, I really hope that they really dig into this motherfucker, because this shit was so, like, my jaw hit the floor. I know I shouldn't be surprised at these kind of antics from conservatives, but, like, this is the weirdest way to get political points. This is one of the weirdest things I've ever heard someone put in one of their memoirs or whatever. So I'm going to take some time to talk about it a little bit. You know what I mean? From The Guardian. But let me go ahead and take my last break, and we will talk about a dog day afternoon. Ooh. But yeah, let's get to know Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem? I don't know her. Kristi Noem's story of killing her dog points to class 2 misdemeanor. Like I said, this is from The Guardian. Ooh, it's working. Kristi Noem, the South Dakota governor and Republican vice presidential hopeful, may have committed a Class 2 misdemeanor offense when her fated dog Cricket, a 14-month-old wire hair pointer Noem deemed untrainable for hunting pheasant, killed a neighbor's chickens. Under South Dakota law, any person owning, keeping, or harboring a dog that chases, worries, injures, or kills any poultry or domestic animal is guilty of a Class 2 misdemeanor and is liable for damages to the owner thereof for any injury caused by the dog to any such poultry or animal. Though Cricket's chicken attack has made headlines in recent days, however, it was not the main subject of such reports. Instead, Noem's startling description of her decision to kill Cricket, and also an unnamed, uncastrated, and unruly goat, has pitched her into an unprecedented political storm. So yeah, this is in her book that's supposed to be coming out. It's supposed to be dropping soon. The news story is included in Noem's new book, No Going Back: The Truth on What's Wrong with Politics and How We Move America Forward. The book will be released next month. Last week, The Guardian obtained a copy and reported the passage in which Noam describes killing Cricket and the goat after Cricket first ruined a pheasant hunt, then killed the chickens. I hated that dog, Noam writes. And I'm sorry, that line is really where I had to laugh because I'm like, why are you writing this? Why are you putting this into words? Like, literally for political points. And let me just say here, I hope this isn't real. I hope that this is some dumb, made up fucking story that she wanted to try to do for points. But, like, if it is real, like, okay, like, you're a weird fucking freak. But and again, and when you go through her at least political bona fides or whatever, she's like a Tea Party member, which was like, you know, pre-Trumpism kind of shit, like very priming the area for it, but just like one of these kind of really just alt-right kind of people. So it's not surprising that she would think that this is like going to be a really cool play, but like, once again, I'm like, who do you think this is appealing to? Sid the Kid from fucking Toy Story? Like, the kind of people who like this shit are like good old boys who like want to also fry ants or something, or like serial killers who like choke cats and like this is their pregame. Like, I don't get how you're gonna tell a story about how you like said, oh, I'm gonna dole out this rural, you know, I gotta dole out this rural justice to this dog, this puppy that isn't paying mind and killed some chickens, and I hate this dog so goddamn much. It's just weird. It's weird to put this in a fucking book. Like, if this is a real story, you would think that you would never tell this to anyone. Maybe your best friend on your most drunk dark night or something. Like, you just don't say this shit out loud and just be like, hey, this is a good anecdotal story about how I do politics. No one likes that. Like, especially when I feel like the goal is to appeal to like an average moderate person. Like I get it. You're not trying to get the blue-haired liberals or whatever, but this is just overall scaring the hoes. No one likes this. No one's enjoying this. Like I said, real or fake. But I think she is, I know, like, literally got the picture of her, like, schmoozing with Trump. She's trying to get that vice presidential spot. Analysts, or at least, from the Guardian, are saying that's probably not helping, the story of where you kill a dog, your dog, and then you also kill a goat. They have that story in here, but I don't really feel like getting into the details of it or whatever. But, I don't know, whatever. Let's read a little bit more. But she killed the dog and the goat in the same gravel pit. The goat having to be shot twice. The second shotgun blast after Noem left the goat to fetch more shells from her truck. Why are you describing this in avid detail like this? Once again, you're only appealing to the freaks who are already going to like you. Like, if you're just saying Trump likes shit, you don't have to take it this far, which leads me to the next point. Normal people don't want to hear this shit. It's icky. It's gross what you're saying. And, like, she even goes, like, I guess if I were a better politician, I wouldn't tell the story here. If you were just a smarter person, you wouldn't tell the story at all, yo. I don't know. Like, unless you really do just want to whistle to people that you're, like, a crazy motherfucker. Like, I just don't get it. Like, this is that Sarah Palin kind of style of politicking. I can see Russia from here. It didn't work for fucking McCain. I don't think it would work for Trump. Like, I don't get what, because he's been kind of courting, like, the lady politician vice president thing. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get his, like, Kamala Harris or something for himself. But once again, it didn't work for McCain. I think Joe Biden, it worked just because everyone hated Trump. And, like, they were just willing to say, hey, we'll take the old man and the backup lady. That works. That's fine. Like, I don't know if that's actually the move here. Especially, let's take the craziest lady. I just don't think this is going to actually win you points with Trump. Maybe he actually likes it, but I think that there's going to be enough people in his camp to go, don't pick her. She's crazier than Carrie Lake. And we've talked about Carrie Lake. I'm not a fan of Carrie Lake, but Carrie Lake can at least read a room. I do not think Christy Noem can do that because she's doubled down on the story already multiple times. Her book's not even out yet. You're chirping too loud about how you killed a goddamn dog and a goat, yo. It's crazy. You're just being too rural. You're being too real. Just put that up. Put that on a shelf, boo. That's all I'm saying. If I was in your political team, I would tell you not to write this. I would tell you to not tell this story to anyone else but me, because my House of Cards lifestyle is at play here. My career is on the line. Please do not tell them how you're just down to kill dogs. They didn't like it when Mike Vick did it. They're not going to like it when you do it. And I think that's where I want to leave it. Yeah, that's fine. It's just that's crazy to me. I really had to stop traffic and talk about this shit. It was just so wild. And once again, I really hope it's not real. I really hope she didn't do it. And last thing too, I don't even want to say I'm both siding it here, but this was like a 20-year-old story. She squared up with the owners with the killing of the chickens just to like finish the story on that. She's like, yeah, I wrote him a check. I helped him clean up the mess, and then I took out the trash. I'm paraphrasing the last part. But yeah, so like honestly, I don't like. They go through the whole bylaws and shit like that about how like she is potentially guilty of yada yada yada. I don't care about that part. It doesn't matter. Like maybe she is guilty of a misdemeanor. I don't think anyone's gonna try to take her to task, and it would be dumb and weird to do. Like if she really did square up this dumb bullshit ass story, then whatever, fine. But I'm more concerned of the fact that she just thought this was a good idea to chirp about. Like that's not what I want my vice president to do, you know? So once again, if I was on the Trump team, I'm like, yo, she's not getting us to the White House. Do not pick her. All right. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on those matters. Let's see. If you'd like to throw me some pennies, you'd like to throw me a little bit of dough, you can become a newsie today. Patreon.com/Isaiah News. Free ways to hit me up. IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Then let's see. Feel free to follow me or, interact with me or the podcast, any of the socials. I'm there. I'm trying to get more YouTube subscribers. So if you got a YouTube subscription account or account, whatever, you hit that button, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get that up to at least a 69, please. And also trying to do the same on Spotify, Apple, whatever listening apparatus you're on, platform. I love saying platform. But yeah, like button, comment, sharing is caring. It can be fun. But yeah, hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.